do a video of us for our patrons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we do just the audio for everybody else.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I take like the clips from this and we just kind of sprinkle them out during the week that we're doing stuff.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
So, and what we'd like to do, because I think yours is going to drop March 1st, is what I think I have a plan for. If we can have you do like a little, like,
There we go.
another side by side, since I just used this one, a different side by side, and then like a little blurb about yourself.
Yeah.
Because we like to do shout outs on Saturday, and it
Awesome.
helps really getting people to listen and grab their attention. I noticed. So
yeah.
Awesome. That's really super cool what you guys do.
Thank you. We love doing it.
It's so much fun. So much fun.
You're Mr. Wilson it.
I am totally Mr. Wilson it.
There we go.
There we go.
Now you can see her face.
You can see my mouth. There we go.
How's the, well, I guess we'll ask that on the podcast.
I know there's so much I want to ask now, and I'm like, wait,
we have to wait. Okay, so who's bringing us in?
So hold on, let me think. Actually, that I realized doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Because what I do is I change the intro and outro every episode anyway, and I flop it back and forth. So that's the one that matters. So this does not matter.
So you or me?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll wait
Let
for
us know, Blessing, when you're ready to go.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So we're gonna do our introductions, and then we'll ask you to say hi and hop on, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Well, we figured we'll cover your journey first, and then go into Gastric Hub. Is that cool?
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. Well, we gotta wait. Hold on.
Count it out.
Welcome back, OSLP family.
Welcome.
Oh my goodness. Today is going to be so much fun.
Yes, it is, because
we have a special guest.
We do. We always have special guests,
yeah.
But this is kind of a really cool special guest because she is from across the pond.
Yeah, she's across the pond right now. It's late at night where she's at.
And she has a really, really cool website / app that she just released. And we are so excited to be able to tell you guys all about it, or have her tell you all about it.
That's right.
Because we love the idea.
Well, it's so exciting that someone was like, you know what, we all still need help. Like, there's not enough help out there, and we're going to go ahead and get like a website going. So there's like a place to go for us.
Exactly.
Because that's what we're all about. Because like you guys all know, I'm 5 years plus post-op, and I felt alone. There was nowhere for me to go. There was no community. And I just felt like, I guess this is just what I do now, and I just feel kind of weird inside all the time.
Yeah, weird inside.
I don't know what to do with all this. Oh. So without further ado, we have Blessing.
Welcome, Blessing.
Hi, everyone. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate you taking your time to come on and tell everybody about the amazing journey that you had and the amazing website and app that you have already launched. So
yeah, because you are 8 weeks post-op, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
That is correct. So let us know about your journey. Like, when did you feel like you needed to have the surgery? What did all that entail? What was like your highest weight?
When did your journey start?
Yeah.
So my journey officially started around October of 2020.
Oh, wow.
I've always had in my mind that I wanted to do this because I've always been overweight my entire life, depending on whatever age I was in or at. I was never at a normal weight. Like, even when I was small, I was still overweight for my height, my age. And I've always felt different because it is quite a big family. It's not like we have anyone really that's skinny. It's almost like a part of our DNA. Like, a lot of us were pretty big boned. But as I grew up, all through high school, super bullied for my weight. All through university, like, I just never felt myself. And I always had insecurities. You know, when you're a bigger person and someone talks to you, you feel like either they're taking pity on you or they're just like have a fetish or something for bigger people. Like, you never feel like anybody genuinely likes you because you don't like yourself.
Yeah.
So
I was talked down to a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So like all sorts of things happened. And I looked into the surgery maybe a year ago because in Canada, it's offered for free as part of our healthcare. If you qualify, if you're considered clinically overweight or obese, then you do get the option. However, it's a long process, right? So you have to do therapy, group sessions. It could be like years before you actually get on the table.
Oh, wow. So that's Canada? I'm sorry?
That's Canada, yes.
Okay.
So it's like a minimum of 1 year to even get surgery. That's if you get approved, if they feel like you're doing it for the right reasons and etc. So I started the journey maybe a year ago, and I asked my doctor to refer me, did a few group sessions, and then it was just taking too long, and I just kind of dropped out of the waiting list. I got a little discouraged. People were like, "Oh, you can do it yourself. Just get on a diet. Stop eating so much." Like it was
no
that
shit. I've tried that.
Yeah. Just like drink lots of water and eat lots of protein. Like, the stupid advices you get. So I dropped out, right?
Yeah.
Then I got it back in my mind this past November or October. And I was like, okay, I really want to do this, but it takes so long to get the surgery. And I want it now. I don't want to have enough time to change my mind again. I don't want to have people discourage me. So I looked into self-pay options. Now, obviously, in the US, in Canada, it's like tens of thousands of dollars, right? If you're going to pay. And so I joined some gastric groups, some bariatric groups, and I asked questions. And a lot of helpful people gave me referrals to where they went to that were affordable. And I ended up going to Mexico for mine.
Okay.
So I went to a clinic called A Slimmer Me is the name.
A Slimmer Me?
Yeah, A Slimmer Me in Tijuana.
Okay.
It was a pretty good experience. I spent $3,500.
Wow.
Oh, that's really good.
Which included medication, because they gave me medication. It included my hotel, and it included transportation from San Diego Airport.
Wow.
They were super, super accommodating, super friendly. Everybody spoke perfect English. I was so nervous because I had never been cut open before.
Okay.
Never had any major surgery. I was so nervous, but it was the best. I literally wish that I knew about this a year ago when I started. But so December 4th, I had my surgery.
Did anybody go with you? Oh, sorry.
I went all alone.
Oh.
I didn't even tell anyone I was going to Mexico. I told my mother and my friend that I was going to have surgery in San Diego because it was in the US, and I didn't think that they would worry as much if I said that I was going to Mexico for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I said I was going to San Diego, which I technically did.
You just didn't stay in San Diego.
Yeah.
I didn't stay in San Diego. I got there. They drove me to the border. It was like 10 minutes. It was just so easy and so quick. They took me in the van. I met other ladies who were having surgery the same day, super friendly. So I felt at home, to be honest. I saw other people there. We all were in the same hotel, super nice hotel. The hotel had a kitchen. It had it was literally the best hotel I've ever stayed at. I don't think I've ever had a hotel with a kitchen in it before. Huge fridge, stocked with Jello because that's all we could eat.
Oh,
they literally went above and beyond. The hotel gave us stock free, broth, whatever we needed. So it was like the best experience. So December 4th was my official surgery day.
Okay.
I weighed in at the clinic at 330 pounds. And I weighed in this morning at 301.
Yay! You're almost in the 200s. That's so crazy.
I was like, I've been really hard on myself because I wasn't sure if I was losing fast enough, or I felt like I was a slow loser. People were like, oh my God, I lost 20 pounds into 1 week, and I was feeling so, I was feeling like I was doing it really slowly because I would lose 2 pounds here, 4 pounds 1 week. It didn't seem huge, but it all adds up, every pound lost. So you just have to think of it like that. It doesn't feel great when you step on the scale and only 1 pound came off. However, that's 1 pound you probably wouldn't have lost yourself.
Like 1 pound's a lot of weight. Like just getting that off of you, like slowly, as long as it's happening, as long as the scale's going down, don't get discouraged, because we just talked to Dr. Dovak and she said that's very common for the first month that the women don't lose that much, like maybe even just only 10 pounds, she said.
I lost 15 in my first month. So you're like way ahead. Like you're good.
You're good.
That's a lot. Yeah. And I mean, have you ever seen that picture of the fat?
Oh, right.
So it's like 5 pounds of fat and you're like, oh my gosh. So that's 5 pounds. Like, can you okay, I'm doing okay. Right? Even if you lose a pound, like if you divide that into pound sections, like that's a lot of weight.
It is.
Definitely.
And got to be happy that it's not in your body anymore.
Definitely. The biggest thing that people struggle with is comparing themselves to other people.
Yes.
Because everybody's different. I literally feel so bad when I see that somebody lost 30 pounds in like 5 minutes and I'm struggling to get my water in because I'm brand new out of surgery, struggling to get protein in. It's like a full-time job making sure you get your protein and water. I don't feel like
100%.
I don't have enough hours in my day to drink that much water. It literally so it's such a struggle. And
it gets easier though. It definitely gets easier.
Yeah. Once you get to solids, it's going to get easier. I remember going nuts with the timers and just being so obsessive with the water and protein because I never got it in. I never could get enough in ever. Like I feel like all I was doing was 1 minute protein, 1 minute water, and I still never got it in. I was like, how am I not hitting my numbers? This is so frustrating.
And the cool thing now is that because of the community, all the research we've done and all of the, interviews we've done and such, like we found ways of getting more protein in than before when you have no idea what you're doing.
Right.
So, give yourself some grace. Yeah. You'll get there.
I only took like a weekend off of work. So I went back to work immediately. I literally my surgery was a Friday. I was back to work Monday.
Girlfriend.
And I work from home. I'm a web developer. So when I open that laptop, I do not close it for hours. So sometimes I literally have to remind myself, hey, you haven't even eaten today. You've gotten like 0 water in, 0 protein in. It's so difficult to be such a busy person and remember to do all these things. So now it's like I have to have a water by my desk, and I have to add my water flavoring because the taste of water after surgery, it's like so weird. I can't stand it. So
and some people are like that though.
Yeah.
Some people just can't stand the taste of plain water after surgery. We've found a lot of good liquid flavoring.
Yeah, enhancers. Yeah. I have Skittles powders. So it's 0 sugar. Okay. And I buy it from Amazon. It's like comes like a box of different Skittle flavors and you pour it in water. You're drinking juice. It tastes so amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is
so
really
good. So these are the little things that I spent hours and hours researching before my surgeries. Like, how am I going to do this after? Like, because they don't tell you these things. They don't tell you that, oh, you might not like the taste of water after surgery. You might not even like the taste of the protein shakes you were having during your pre-op diet. Because people, like, I bought tons of protein shakes, could not stand it after surgery. Could not stand it.
That's such a bummer.
So like, yeah. I mean, I had to force myself to drink them because, like, you know how much Premier Protein costs. So,
you're like, I'm not gonna waste this $1. Like, we'll figure this out. Like, I have to have protein.
Yeah, Premier Protein now, like, I cannot stand it. And we found so many good options. Like, we just recently discovered Obvi. I don't know if you've seen our post, but it is amazing. Like the taste of it is like you're drinking a milkshake.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Or
like
cereal. It's like I like the cinnamon toast one.
Yes.
And it does taste like you just had cereal. It's so good. And it has like a thick kind of texture too. So it's not like if you just shake it up, put it in the fridge for 20 minutes and then drink it afterwards, it has like a thickening agent. And so it feels like you're actually drinking like cereal.
And it has collagen in it, which is
that's probably
super important to us as bariatric patients to get the collagen back.
Yeah. How is your hair loss? Are you having any right now?
I haven't noticed any hair loss, but hey, I'm a black girl. So my hair is sewn in. Like, I don't even know what it looks like under this.
Oh,
so
yeah.
The front is my hair and I haven't noticed any breakage other than normal. However, early, right? People typically get 3 months in. So I'm dreading it and I'm praying that I don't get as much because some people don't, but it's inevitable and it's the price to pay. I mean, I know that my skin is going to look ridiculous soon. And I know that people are like worried about it, taking biotin. I'm not worried about these things because it's not like it's going to go away. Like your hair is going to grow back. It's not you're not gonna go bald from the surgery. You might hair, but it's gonna come back. So I'm not worried about the vanity stuff as much. And I know that, skin, there are supplements for this. And worse comes to worse, you get the surgery, like it's inevitable. So I'm trying not to, overthink that stuff. I'm really worried about getting my protein in, getting my water in, eating the right things. Not stretching out my, sleeve. I'm already worrying about that stuff.
Okay. So we talked to Dr. Dovak about that and you'll have to listen to the episode. It drops in two weeks.
Yeah.
And he said you cannot stretch your pouch out.
Yeah.
It's physically impossible for you to stretch it out.
Breaking some myths for us.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
That is one of them because I worry about that.
Oh, I worried that's probably why I couldn't get my water protein in because I was so worried about it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't worry about that. She already broke that falseness to us and said you cannot.
I don't think that happens to you, but like some days I forget to eat and I literally have like one shake and I'm fine. Other days I stop eating. I'm just like,
yes.
My face. Like
we both get that way.
Today I had Domino's and I felt so guilty after. I mean, I only ate 2 chicken wings and 1 garlic bread and I'm full. However, I feel like, oh my gosh, that's not good. Like you shouldn't be eating like that. You shouldn't be eating so much.
How long did it take you to eat that? That's another question.
I struggle with eating fast. I would say what I struggle with is not slowing down or not chewing enough because I do find that if I don't do that, it tends to come back up. Like I don't know if it's considered dumping if you don't throw up, but sometimes I'll eat and then it comes back and it's like a slimy feeling in your throat where food coming back up. Is that dumping or is that just like
no? That's like you've just eaten. You've eaten too much.
Yeah,
that's just like
throwing up, right? If you throw up, you're done. Right.
Yeah. Well, and I think dumping also is like
that was out of your butt.
Oh my gosh. Dumping is actually like you get like the sweats, you get like you feel like you're gonna throw up, you feel like you're gonna run to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like there's a it kind of almost feels like you have the flu, or food poisoning, maybe.
Like symptoms.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of more dumping.
I have experienced dumping, but I've definitely thrown up. But typically, as soon as I throw up, I'm fine. Like, it's just like it was too much food in there. I threw it up, and now I'm fine. Like sometimes I'll overeat, and then I'll just feel like a tightening in my chest, and so I'll force myself to throw up, or like I'll bring it back up. But like not all of it. Like if I overeat and I throw up a little bit, it's almost like I took out the excess, and now I'm fine.
Right.
So I'm saying that that's dumping, but it sounds like it's not. It's just me eating too much. And
it's your body saying, hey, you put too much in here, so it's coming up.
Yes. And I would say, are you learning from those experiences? Like learning like how, like, okay,
yes.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
So it's almost because because they tell you, like, everybody has different signs of when they're full.
Yeah.
Right.
And some people it's like hiccups, some people it's this. And now I'm learning that for me, it's when my saliva gets really slimy. Like when it feels almost like I have phlegm. Now I know that, oh my God, it's literal, I'm full.
Yeah.
Because if I eat one more bite, it will come up in a slimy texture. Like it's literally slime when I'm throwing it up. So when I start to feel my throat getting really slimy, I know that I'm full.
Okay.
I haven't experienced anything else. So I feel like that's my only sign right now is the sliminess in my throat. Maybe others will develop. But so when those things happen, now I'm learning the signs of when to stop eating.
Yeah, I've experienced the hiccups.
I've done
definitely
hiccups,
burps, my nose running. If my nose starts running, I'll be like, oh, okay, I've eaten too, like I'm full.
It's an odd one.
It's a weird response. Or like I'll get like hot. Like I get like, especially if I eat too much cheese, and they actually call it the cheese sweats. So if you eat too much cheese, like it can give you like a sweaty response. Funny. Like how weird is that?
That's interesting. Our bodies are so
crazy.
Crazy.
It's all different. Sometimes I feel it in my chest, like it's a tight feeling. It's almost like stuck right here. And I just know that I'm overeating now. Like you should stop eating now.
Yeah, we just did our live, and I still get that where it's like, oh, I can feel it right here, and it feels like a rock. It's like, oh, we're not going any further. Like you need to stop.
Exactly. And we'll like
stand up.
We'll both stand up, put the arms up, and it kind of like forces it to like slow. And it's usually like 20 to 30 minutes before I can. I did it the other day where I was talking to my best friend, and I was not even thinking about it and took a big gulp of water, and I had just eaten, and I was like, I'm gonna call you back. And I like dry heaved for about 5 minutes in the bathroom because I started to get that like saliva, like you're gonna throw up. And I was just like, like, oh my God, it was awful. And I'm like, okay, you cannot forget that you just ate and take a huge drink of water.
Yeah, you can't.
Like you just can't do that.
That is one of the hardest things, is not being able to drink after a meal. Sometimes it's almost like I need a sip, and that's like when you're the thirstiest. It feels like it's so tempting. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, maybe just a tiny, like if I sip it really tiny, maybe it won't hurt. It always hurts. Just wait, ready to drink.
Well, and you're so soon in the process. Do you have timers?
I don't actually. I typically just keep busy until one thing that's good at distracting me is my phone. And I'm always working. So if after a meal, I make sure that I pick up my phone, check emails, because there will always be something to distract me for a good 20 minutes. When I pick, and sometimes, and I definitely always go past the 30 minutes time just by doing work, that's always a good way of distracting me is my work. And I take my work so seriously, literally. I love to be responsive. That's one of my biggest things, is being responsive. When somebody messages me, I like to respond right away. So that's really good at keeping me busy, which has been really helpful. It's also been really helpful at keeping me from eating too much throughout the day. I know that it's early and you're supposed to eat little by little throughout the day. But some days I feel like I eat more than other days. And so work keeps me distracted from not eating too much, I feel like. Because once I sit down, a good hour will pass and I haven't even eaten. So that's one of the ways.
I would suggest that you set timers.
Yeah. And just because it sounds like, because you said you're struggling getting protein and water in. So it sounds like you're not getting the protein and water in. It's because you're not setting timers and reminding yourself, oh, you do need water. Like, because that hour that you're not eating is fine. Just drink water during the hour that you're not eating. Because that was the only way I could get all of my water and protein by like month 3. I finally was able to get all of it in.
I set timers. So as soon as I woke up, I had a timer within 30 minutes of you need to drink water. And then 30 minutes after that, it was you drink your protein shake. And then 30, like I had it set every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's really necessary because hair loss and vitamin deficiency and all of that is going to come from not getting enough protein.
Do you feel dry at all?
No.
Because that's a big deal. Like if you're not getting enough water, you'll notice that your texture will be drier. Your hair will be drier.
Mm-hmm.
My hair got so dry. Like it looked like it was fried.
Mm-hmm.
That's how dry it looked because I couldn't get all of it in. And that's the biggest deal. Like if you actually get all your protein and water in, you actually don't have to worry about your hair, skin, and nails things because you got all the nutrients that your body needs. So if you can get that in, then you really don't have to supplement.
Right.
So if you want to keep it just like, hey, I don't want to take any more supplements than what I have to, then yeah, definitely beef up. Ooh,
Sorry,
that was,
I don't know
that was
what
a lot
that.
of noise.
I don't know what that was.
But
That's
definitely
never
just
happened.
beef up your water and protein game with those timers.
Definitely. But honestly, there's so many things that I've picked up that I wish were readily available to me at the beginning of my journey.
Yeah.
Like so many things. Like I struggled with taking my vitamin pills after surgery, and there are literally vitamin patches no one told me about. Like you could literally stick a patch on and you're fine.
Right?
And
those things are
these
cool.
little,
I want to try
these
them.
little things that no one taught to tell me that I had to find out myself. I just wanted it to be readily available for other people coming in. Like that's the whole goal, to make sure that other people have it easier than me, because I did all the research myself. And things I just have to find out from other people, from the internet. It would just be nice if there was a place for all of this, which is the reason why I wanted to start what I started,
So that's why you
So
created the Gastric Hub.
yeah, that's why, because I learned so much just by fishing through the internet and through these Facebook groups, and it was not easy to find the things that I'm finding out. And so I want to make sure that all the cool things I know, everybody else does too.
Awesome.
So
what?
Yeah.
On your website. So when did you start the website? When did you start thinking, oh, I need to do this? Like, what was that moment like?
The moment was about 1 week after post-op. Week post. Oh my God! Like, look at all the things that I didn't know before I went into this. I just wish it was readily available to me before I started. So things like advice and tips, like never trust a fart.
Yes.
Never trust a fart. Never do this. Never do that. Knowing about protein shots. Like they literally have shots you can take. Any bottle full of protein that you could take if you struggle with protein in the beginning. The vitamin patch. Tips and tricks for coffee lovers who can't have caffeine. I found that if I add a scoop of decaf coffee to my Premier Protein Vanilla, it literally tastes like Starbucks.
Yeah.
Cool recipes that I found, like, melting cheese in the pot and making taco shells. Like, there's so many cool things that I had to find out the hard way. That I just wanted to make sure other people coming in have access to.
I like it.
Yeah. I wanted to bring people together because I don't know everything, but other people who have been, like, you're 5 years post-op, I'm sure there's so much you can share.
Right.
I wanted a where I could literally go in and let's say you guys had your accounts on there. I could literally go into the website and private message you. Or you could even log in, post your podcast episode, post a blog, post advice. It's like a giant Facebook group.
Okay. I
like it.
You have the ability to add people as friends to your private network, private message them. You guys can have private conversations if you need advice or help with anything. And the goal is that, obviously I know it's brand new, but the goal is that maybe in a year or two, there will be resources in there for everyone. So maybe you could log in and speak to Dr. Dovak if you had a question, message her on the hub and she'll get back to you. And she could post whatever she wanted to post. You guys have access to submitting posts. Currently, I post all the recipes myself and I post all the blogs myself. But anybody who signs up has access to submit their own. So if there's anything you want to post on the website, If you want to post a new recipe, you can post it on your private page. But if you want to post it on like the official blog, you can too.
Oh, nice.
So
Got it.
it's not just like a website to read what I have to say. It's also a or at least I want it to be. So I'm working on getting as many people as I can to sign up so that it's more of a community and everybody can share knowledge with each other. And then I want to, have resources for other people as well, resources, blogs, recipe books, cool merch, stuff like that.
Right now, what have you got done so far?
So currently I have tons of recipes, some articles that I'm sharing. A few blog posts that came on this week was about how to stay on track while working from home, making sure that you're still getting your protein, your water. And then I also pull articles from trusted sources like Bariatric Pal. And so when they post anything really super helpful, I make sure that it's shared for other people to see. So you might not follow all the cool resources and all the cool blogs out there because they're not great to find. It's hard to find them when you Google it.
Yep.
But I want to make sure that when they post something important, that it comes onto the website and you can see it from one central place. So the website doesn't just have my blogs, it literally pulls from other sources as well.
Perfect.
So so if you guys have a blog or anything like that, you can post your own, but then you can also see from other websites as well without leaving.
Yeah, so it sounds like our followers, that they reached out to you, they can actually post things up and create their own little community on your website.
Absolutely. So when they create a profile free of charge, they can submit recipes, submit articles, and they can socialize with anybody who's having the same experience as them. This is supposed to be a community where everybody has gone through the exact same thing. You don't have to explain anything to anyone, and it's all there for you to see. So that's the whole point, is to have a judgment-free zone where everybody understands everybody's experience.
So how many people are on it right now? Is there a good following so far?
Not yet. We just officially launched.
Okay.
So it's now open for registration, and now we're starting to accept memberships, which is free of charge.
That's
perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll have to go as soon as we're done here.
We'll go register.
We'll go registered so we can be on it too. Yeah, because that sounds exciting.
Yeah, so that's the gastrichub.com.
Yes, gastrichub.com.
And I know last time we had talked, because we talked before this and just had that little meeting. You had said that there was an app.
Yes. So currently, if you type in Gastric Hub on the Google Play Store, you'll be able to download it. We are working on getting it on the Apple Store as well, but it's a longer process with Apple.
Always.
Anybody who has Android or Google Play phone, and you can download the app on Google. It's available for iPhone users. We will make an announcement as well.
Excellent. Awesome. And so we want to make sure that everybody's on your Instagram page also. And that's just at Gastric Hub.
It's at My Gastric Hub.
At My Gastric Hub.
And that's on Instagram. Are you on like Twitter and Facebook as well, or?
Currently, no, just Instagram and then the website.
Perfect.
We will make any announcements if we open any other official pages. But we do have some exciting things coming up, like our very own cookbooks and recipe books.
Wow.
Well, it's an ebook, but I'm coming up with a keto-friendly ebook for cooking, a vegetarian menu for cooking, low carb options, because we all need to be low carb, and high protein ebooks. And they're going to be available for download on the website, hopefully in the next coming weeks. But in the meantime, we just have free resources for everyone, free recipes. And then we have a shop if anybody wants to support, because everything is free. And buy little things from the store like mugs and t-shirts and stuff like that. But they're all optional. You don't need to buy anything. You can come on the website, register for free, and meet people like you. Maybe find surgery buddies. Like, it's supposed to be a whole community for everyone.
That's such a great mission. I love it.
Yeah. So are you a big cook?
I am not, but my best friend is.
Okay. Okay.
She personally cooked everything in the ebook, and she wrote down all her personal recipes, and she loves to cook, so she was so happy to support me through my journey by keeping me on track, because I am not a huge cook. I've been living off of protein shakes in my puree stage because I couldn't be bothered to cook any of those puree recipes online. It didn't interest me to cook, so I pretty much did, like protein shakes and refried beans, anything simple and quick. But she took the time to develop cookbooks for people who love to cook and want to do it. So we will be publishing that, and it should be up very, very soon. We will make an announcement when that's ready.
Yay. Awesome. So are you still in purees right now, or are you you're in real food, right?
Yes, I am. I'm in solid foods. I've been for a few weeks now.
Okay.
I am officially 4 months. I had my surgery 2 months. I had my surgery December 4th.
Okay.
So
awesome. What's your favorite meal for right now for being in solid foods? What's your go-to meal?
To be quite honest, I've been eating a lot of meats because I want protein as possible. So I've had lots and lots of chicken. So much chicken. Like chicken, I've stayed away from fried chicken, but like baked chicken and things like that. So I'm still drinking a lot of protein shakes and just eating as much meat as possible currently.
Okay. Yeah, I know I'm not a huge cook. I don't want to like stand at the stove and cook for hours. Like that's not who I am. So I found crock pot meals incredibly helpful. And I actually have a couple recipes for chicken thighs that I can't get enough of. Yeah. It's so easy. Like you just put it in the crock pot, let it cook for 5 or 6 hours, and then dinner's done. And it's so easy.
Oh, you could put that on the Gastric Hub.
Yes, I could. I
could.
Cool. Yes, I have videos of each of the recipes on how to put them together. And then I'll have the recipe up here pretty soon. So
cool.
Yeah.
So we love sauces.
Yes.
How are you with your sauces? Because I know like I dip chicken in everything.
I have stayed away from sauces because of the fear of eating too much sugar.
Okay.
So I haven't like been dipping things in anything. But when I cook, I use tons of spices. So like any spice I can throw in there to make my sauce taste good, I will. I just wanted to get the seasoning the organic way just for now until I'm more experienced with picking the best low carb option for sauces, because a lot of hidden sugar in sauce. So I'm just stay away from that because I'm still early in my journey. But any cool recommendations from you? What sauces do you like?
Mine's hot sauce. I'm a hot sauce girl. So
absolutely.
And so buffalo sauce is my jam. And so I'll do like buffalo sauce with chicken, and then I'll dip it a little bit in ranch. And I have a keto ranch that I make from scratch. So like I have that with it, and it's bomb.
I don't count sauces because I cannot eat a dinner without lots of sauce. So I mean, honestly, the amount of sauce that we take, like that we put in our body is not that big of a deal.
It's so funny because you're like a carb Nazi.
I am a carb Nazi.
You're totally fine with sauces.
Yes. I do not eat bready things, but I do not pay attention to the back of the nutritional label on sauces. Like, so funny. But I know that there's, what is it? Something Stubbs. You can get it at Walmart, and I believe you can get it on Amazon too. And it's sugar-free sauces. Oh, yes. And they have like, it's, what is it? Something Stubbs.
You want to look it up?
Yes, I want to look it up because
because where are you living right now? Are you in Canada, the UK? I think we got confused.
So I I am living in London, UK.
Okay.
I've actually decided to move
Okay.
and stay in the UK permanently. However,
Whoa.
it's been rough, sister, because literally they have nothing. Like there's no Premier Protein, there's no Fairlife, they have nothing. So I have to deal with their own brand of protein shakes, and obviously it's not a desert, so they do have their own. They have protein shakes and stuff, but it's not the brand I'm used to. So I have to now do a taste test of all of the brands they have and find my favorite all over again, which sucks because I did months of research finding the best tasting protein shakes in Canada. And I have to redo that now. However, it's better for my mental health to be close to my family because my family's here.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be closer to them. And I have so much plans for travel. Obviously, coronavirus has said, no, ma'am, you're going nowhere. However, London is literally the best place if I wanted to do all the travel I want to do because it's central to everywhere. So I've decided to move to London, UK permanently.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Is there any brand that UK uses that US uses so we can do some reviews and help out?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Well, you know how like Premier is kind of like prominent over here, but like but other places can get it, but it might cost a little bit more. Is there a way, like, is there anything in the UK that we could get so we could try it? Like, what's their biggest brand over there, I guess?
For protein shakes, they have a brand called UFit, so like the letter U and fit.
Okay.
And everybody swears by it that it's the best tasting protein shake. I think Premier Protein tops that taste-wise because I definitely enjoy their caramel and vanilla ones. But UFit is the closest I found to a great tasting Premier, a great tasting protein shake.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll have to look that one up.
So I found the sauces. They are on Amazon. For a 4-pack, it's $32. So it's a little bit more expensive, but I just pulled up the first one I saw. But it's called the letter G, Hughes. And it looks like that.
Oh, cool. Okay, awesome.
They're all sugar-free.
Awesome. That's really cool. I do know of there is a UK brand called Skinny Foods, and they have like sugar-free things from Nutella to jams to sauces, low-carb oatmeal, low-carb pancakes. So I've done some research on that. So Skinny Foods is one of the brands that I want to blog about because I ordered some things, like I did a haul and I was going to write an article about that. But they have sugar-free like syrups for your pancakes, sugar-free sauces like ketchup, barbecue. And so when I try all of those, I will be doing a review. But so far, amazing oatmeal, because oatmeal is full of carbs. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their carb option is it tastes literally the same, and it is so super low calorie and super low sugar, and it's been my holy grail so far. So I'm going to definitely be touching on that very soon. But yeah, there was literally no resources for me moving to the UK or even being in Canada, which has a lot of the same thing as the US. I still found myself doing a lot of research to find things that I know. And so I hope that the next generation of people doing the surgery have Gastric Hub to help them, with their journey, having to just go in there and treat it like a huge search engine and search for whatever you need. One of the biggest for me is the recipe search engine on the website. You can go in there and literally typing the ingredients in your fridge, and it will give you recipes containing what you have. So you go in there, type in how many servings, type in the ingredients that you have in your fridge, and it will bring up recipes that have those ingredients. So you can literally, figure out what meal to cook from what you have at home.
That's perfect.
So funny because we thought of that too. Like, we're like, how cool would it be if you had an app that can just like put in the food in your fridge and it'll just tell you what you can have.
Yep.
That's
so that's one of the biggest things. That's my favorite part. So when I post recipes on there, I make sure that I, tag everything that's in there so that everybody else they just go in and put in what they want. Obviously, you can just click on recipes and see what's there. But if you want to search, you can put in all what you have. If you want it to be low sugar, low calories, you put it in there and it will bring up the relevant options. And I'm working every day to make sure that I update those with new recipes. But I do have a full-time job as well. So I try my best to make sure the website is updated for everyone as well. But having people sign be also great because then they can share theirs as well. Everyone.
Perfect.
What was so we can kind of I'm going to back up a little bit out of the Gastric Hub stuff and more to you.
Okay.
So when you got your surgery, like you're in Tijuana, like how was your post-op there? Like, like how'd you feel? What did they give you? How was transporting home? Like, how was that?
So it was super smooth. So when I got to the airport, they picked me up and they drove me to the center. I did all my tests and everything. Then they drove me to a hotel, which was super luxury. I had a mini kitchen. The fridge was full of Jello for me. If I needed broth, I called and they brought it in for me free of charge. Then I went to surgery, which was the next day. And it was a super smooth process, except I had some trouble with my IV because I had really hard to find veins and they had to poke me like 5 times to find a vein. It sucked. I actually started to cry because at one point I felt like they were going to cancel my surgery or something. I was being super dramatic.
Oh no, I feel like that's a fear.
Yeah, that's
a valid fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, if they can't find a vein, I probably can't go into surgery, so I freaked out. But, my surgeon literally came down to my room and did the IV himself. Like,
oh, wow.
When the nurse couldn't find a vein, he came in and he took care of me. Like, he came, he did the IV, he poked me twice and he found a perfect vein. And then I went away into surgery, woke up, 3 incisions. That was it, just 3. Which is technically only 2 because one was my drain hole. So I woke up, I had no recollection of what had happened. I don't even remember being put under. I remember lying on the bed, the table, and then waking up.
Just crazy, yeah.
I think my surgery was like 45 minutes. Like it was just crazy fast. Wake up. I had soreness, obviously, a little bit of gas pain and a shooting pain in my shoulder. I don't know if you guys get that gas pain in the shoulder, which still happens to me today sometimes. And then I stayed the night in the hospital, and they just gave me like ice chips. Pain-wise, it was fine. They gave me pain medications. I just had really bad gas, and my shoulder was killing me. Right?
Yeah.
Next day, they discharge me and they take me to the recovery house, which was just like a house with private hospital rooms. So I had TV, my bed was there, my IV was there, and it was large enough for 2 people. So if I had a companion, they could have slept in the little sofa bed.
Nice.
And then I just stayed there and I was perfectly fine. I even went to the bathroom the next day. Like, I know people are constipated usually, but I went to the bathroom the next day. And I remember when I did that, all my gas pain left. Like, I literally, it was almost like it just came out of me. So I went to the bathroom and all my gas pain left. I just had the shoulder pain. And all in all, it was a super pain-free experience. Like, I was completely fine when they discharged me the next day. So I stayed 1 night in the hotel, 2 nights, 1 night in the hotel, 1 night in the hospital, and 1 night in the recovery room. Okay. So then they discharged me, and I stayed like in an Airbnb for an extra couple of days because of COVID. I couldn't find a ticket home, so I had to stay an extra couple of days in an Airbnb. And so I was taking care of myself in San Diego.
Wow.
And it was a super good experience. Like, I had no pain. They gave me meds. I just took my meds as instructed, my antibiotics and all of that stuff.
Are you glad that you went alone, or do you wish that you had had a companion with you?
I was glad I went alone
Okay.
because it was not even a scary experience. And I feel like somebody else there would have given me more anxiety because they were scared. And then I would have taken that on to myself because, you know, the bad reputation that Mexico has, you know, with their healthcare, having to take care of somebody else's feelings would have been really hard for me. So
yeah, and they get a bad rap, man, because we've talked to now 3 people that's gone to Mexico, and we've only heard good things.
Yes.
Like amazing things. So it's like, hey, their doctors know what they're doing. I think people are just nervous about like the stuff they hear with the whole like the cartels and like the violence, but it's like it's not happening in certain cities. So as long as you do your research, which sounds like she'll have on the Gastric Hub, I would imagine this place at least.
Yes.
Of where to go. Because it sounds like it was a great experience.
Yeah, it was definitely. It was probably better care than probably, I don't know, the US or Canada. I feel like the amount of care I got, my surgeon personally coming to my room to see how I'm doing because he heard me crying about my injections. Like, I don't know what hospital would do that. I don't know what surgeon who gets paid probably 10 grand an hour coming to do IV, which is a nurse's job, right? And like, he was just so caring. He came to the hospital with me, the recovery house after, to go through my scans, and took a selfie with me. Like, he was so sweet. And he even followed me on Instagram after.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I was like, how do you even know my Instagram? But he followed me. He followed all the girls who were with me. And it was like a small family. Like, the people who had the surgery the same day as me, we still talk. Like, we still keep in touch and check on each other, see how we're doing. We're all doing differently. You know, some doing better than others. But all in all, it's been such, like, I am so glad I did it there.
That's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
I love it.
Definitely.
What was so now, like, you just stayed 2 days in the Airbnb. How was the flight? I think people are really nervous about flying after surgery. So how does that work?
I feel like I'm not the right person because everything went so smooth for me.
No, that's good.
I don't know. I know that's not the same for everybody else, but I felt 100% fine. Like, I even walked the whole time. I know people were like, oh my God, you can order a wheelchair and they will just drive you around. And many people did that because of as much luggage that they had. Some people had bad stomach aches. Some people had really bad gas pain. I walked my entire trip, like literally in the airport, walking to find my gates. Cause you know, like, traveling is a journey because sometimes from one gate to another is like half an hour walking.
Dang, girl, you're tough.
I walked the whole time. I would like make sure I go to the bathroom to check on my incision, to change my bandage. Like, I was doing all of that perfectly fine. When I got to the seat in the airplane, I had to be careful with my seatbelt near my incisions, but they kind of put my incisions higher up. So my seatbelt was closer to my waist, and my incisions are pretty high up. Like, there's one like almost under my breast and another one is like near my belly button, and the other one just on the other side. So the seatbelt wasn't even anywhere close to my incision. So it was perfectly fine. However, other people have like 5 incisions, and so it might be in different places. And so traveling would be annoying with the seatbelt. And the more incisions, the more pain. So some people can't walk as much as I'm walking. But honestly, the journey back home was fine, perfectly fine. I had my pills with me. So whenever I felt those pains, I would just pop a pill and the pain would go away.
What kind of painkillers did they give you? Because I know we're not allowed to have ibuprofen right after, or Tylenol or something.
Ibuprofen.
So, okay.
I can't recall, to be honest. It was like a really, really tiny yellow pill, and it worked wonders. And I only took maybe 2 in the pack. I never even took it again. As soon as I got home, I was fine.
Wow.
I only took my antibiotics, and I had to take the painful B12 injections that really burned in my ass.
Oh, so you actually had to do an injection?
Yeah, a lot of
B12?
people do.
Oh, I never had to do that. Oh,
Like they gave me one before they discharged me, and then they gave me a packet of like 4. So like for 4 or 5 days after I left, I had to take those every day. Now I skipped it for 2 days because I couldn't inject myself. I couldn't bring myself to, because you have to put it in your butt, and I was alone.
Okay.
So I waited till I got home, and then my mom, who's a nurse, just took care of it, and she gave me my shot every night, which sucks. They literally feel like fire when it gets.
Wow.
Like the needle doesn't even hurt. When they start pushing the meds in, it feels like fire, like going in your butt. So I hated that.
Yeah,
but
I bet.
Actions and my antibiotics and my omeprazole, that was it. I didn't take any more meds, like for pain or anything. It was just normal, like soreness. Obviously, you got cut into, so it's gonna hurt. But it was nothing like, oh my God, I'm dying. It was never anything like that. It was just like pain that I prepared for. Like I knew that this was not a walk in the park. I was mentally prepared for the surgery 100%.
Nice. Do you still have to do those shots, or is that was just in the beginning?
No, it's just like 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it was 5 days. They gave me one before I left, and then I took it 4 times after I was discharged.
Gotcha. And what was your first solid foods? Because I heard you mention beans, and that was ours.
Refried beans and cheese.
Yeah. I ate the inside of a what was it? So the inside of a Subway meatball and cheese.
Oh, okay,
so like like I ordered it in a cup, like meatballs, and they put Parmesan cheese on it, and I just mashed it up.
Nice.
And they're actually, when they're hot, the meatballs literally melt. Like I just mashed it with my fork with the cheese and the marinara sauce. And it was literally, I felt like I was eating lobster or something, because it was the first solid food. It tasted even better.
Oh, yes.
Not being able to eat for so long, which felt like 2 months for me, because I did a long pre-op diet. I think I had like 3 weeks of no food.
Yeah, and then the same thing.
And then the 4 or 6 weeks of no food again. It was a journey, honestly. So
it is. It's not easy.
No, and it's funny because no one else besides us in this community understands the feeling of that first bite of food, because you're right. Like all of a sudden, like my eyes got tearied up, like my mouth got like saliva-y. It was like, ooh, like it was like flavor right in the face. And I was like, holy shit.
It's almost sad too, because when you start to eat, you can only have 2 or 3 bites. And now you're wishing, but like, this meal I've waited 2 months to have, and I cannot have more than 2 bites. It's like, I want to cry because I want to eat all this food. Like
I cried.
I want to literally put my face in this food. Like I just want to eat it right. Like it's like joy that ends in sadness, because then you're like, oh man, like that was so good. I want more.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, I get angry. I'd be like, God damn it, I want more. Like this is annoying. And I know I get, even it's to this day, like yesterday I had chicken, like chicken wings or whatever, boneless, and I can only have 2. And I was like, this is so good. And so I was like, no, Mel, just in 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you can have more. That's
exactly. I'll have my couple bites, and then I set it aside.
Yeah.
And then I'll reach for it again and have a couple more bites, and then I set it aside. So it's like a process. It's so hours.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm 5 years plus post-op, and it still happens. And I still get angry.
I'm almost 2 years. So
that makes me feel so much better to know that in 5 years you can eat 2 chicken wings and still be full. Because one of my biggest fear is that in 6 months I'll be stuffing my face again, because I'm back to normal,
No, it'll hurt. So as long as you, like, if you feel the pain and you stop right when the pain hurts, you'll be fine. It's if you feel the pain and then your brain kind of like talks you into like having more, that's when I think that's the slippery slope. And then knowing what your trigger foods are. Like I can't have bread, because I will eat a whole loaf of garlic bread to myself.
Here too.
And I can't have like ranch around me too much because I will
Mhm.
eat all of the ranch.
Mhm.
Right.
Mine's
Wow.
are sweets. I can't have sweets in the house
Oh.
because I will eat them all.
Yep.
There is no stopping me when I want sweets.
I am a huge sweets fan. And what I did was that I went on Amazon and I bought myself sugar-free everything, sugar-free, sugar-free biscuits, sugar-free anything I could find because I am a snacker. And I wanted to make sure that I'm snacking on sugar-free stuff.
Yeah.
And I looked up as much sugar-free stuff as I could. I definitely love my sweets. So finding sugar-free candy and finding sugar-free chocolate was a huge deal for me. Although I don't reach for it often, I don't feel as bad when I end up reaching for it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't introduce sweets until year 1, because after year 1. Because I was like, because you're still focused on water and protein, it's so hard to even think about anything else. So
yeah, there's no reason to be eating anything but protein and drinking your water.
Yeah.
For the first year.
Because your body is lacking a lot of nutrients. So it's like if you're gonna put something in your body, it has to be like really high in nutrients and stuff for your body to keep it functioning.
Well, and that's why I didn't really eat vegetables for the first year because I was so focused on protein that like all of my food groups were like meat and then nuts, cheese, like that was what I ate.
Yeah.
Those 3 things, 4 things with protein shakes. Yeah. I did not eat anything else but that for the first year, but I also hit my goal weight
like 9 months late in
10 months, at 10 months post-op. So 125 pounds in less than a year.
It's crazy because it took me a year and a half to hit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because I was so focused on protein. Like that was the first thing when I woke up. That was the last thing that I thought about when I went to sleep. Protein.
And I think
that it's good to know the kind of person that you are. If you're somebody who is motivated and can stick to a plan, definitely. Somebody like me, I know that if I'm too restrictive, I will binge. So how I do it is that I make sure that I'm eating my protein and blah, blah, blah. And then if I ever feel like, oh my God, I really want something, I go for it and I make sure that I'm having it in moderation. So for example, I bought sugar-free cookies, right? But I never touch it until one day I'll be sitting down and all I can think of is a cookie. And so I don't feel as bad if I have that particular one because it's low sugar and low carb. So it's kind of like if you're going to restrict yourself, do it in a healthy way. Don't like say, oh, I'm not going to eat bread, because the whole point is that we get to lead a normal life. It's just everything is in moderation. The surgery isn't for you to like have and then never eat bread again or never eat sugar again or never eat candy again, because that will just probably result in a binge if you don't have self-control. But there are people who do have self-control like you know, who can stick to a plan.
Well, yeah, and I don't have like great self-control. Don't get me wrong. Like I binged on some. Yeah, I've binged on some cake lately because there's a lot going on. But I also know that I can't bring those things into the house. Like that's my thing. Like if I am gonna have that, it needs to either be like when I'm at Melanie's house or if I'm at dinner or something like that. Like that's when I'm allowed to have those things. When I'm home, they're not allowed in the house.
Yeah, I have to go get it. That's my rule, is like if I have to leave and if I made that decision to leave to go get it, then it's fine. Because our doctors were they said literally they said no bread, no pasta, no rice,
no sugar.
No sugar. So for the first year. They're like, you can introduce that later after the first year, but the first year they are so focused on protein and water that they're like, don't even worry about anything else. Just count your protein and water. So that's probably why like we're so like we're conveying that to you too, because it's just like we just didn't do it the first year because our doctors were like, don't.
Yeah, and like I've definitely introduced more things in because I'm almost at 2 years now. So the first year was like, okay, lose as much weight as you can because you only have like. It's that first year is where you're going to lose the maximum amount of weight for most people. And
Right.
then after that first year, I was like, okay, well, now I can start introducing like a few potatoes and have
Right.
a little bit of rice and like things like that. So I
Right.
do have carbs. I do have those little things, but I try to just, like you said, have it in moderation
Yeah.
and
Right.
be aware that what I'm eating needs to have some type of nutrients in it.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I don't want to just be binging on empty calories or, empty, excuse me, empty things.
No, you're fine.
Right.
Because I still haven't hit my goal weight. And we talk about it all the time because like I'm about and it's funny because my doctor corrected me when we interviewed her and she's like, I never gave you a goal weight, girl.
You
So
gave yourself
you
a
gave
goal weight.
yourself a goal
Yeah.
weight. I'm like, nah, she's right. Because for me, I wanted to be like in the 160s. And my lowest I got was 179. And right now I just hover around 192. Like just my body likes it. It's been like this for 2 years. It's annoying. But that's the thing is like trying to lose as much as you can in the beginning is a big deal because it starts slowing down. And now I'm like, I'm a normal person. It's gonna be fucking hard as shit to lose weight.
Well, and it is. I mean, it's been really hard for you to lose anyway, and you'll lose 5 pounds, and then you'll go back, and then you go down, and then go back. So it is. I mean, you've conveyed how difficult it is.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's annoying.
It's annoying.
So are you still restricted, like stomach wise, your sleeve? Are you eating more than normal? Like do you
For me, what I know what it is, and it's hard because it's like I'm trying to get my brain to wrap around it. It's like I used to work out all the time, and I just don't now. So it's like the fact that I'm maintaining really well. It's just the fact that I don't work out like I normally would. Like I used to actually go on walks all the time. I would do at least one workout a day. And with COVID, I'm stuck at home just like you, and that whole stationary thing really messes with me because at work I had a standing desk. I'd stand all day and then I'd take 3 breaks and walk a mile each break. So now I don't do any of that. I don't have a standing desk and it rains all the damn time right now. So we're not going outside and walking and I don't even feel motivated anymore. Like COVID kind of like fucked me up with the whole motivation and not being,
maybe
getting depression is happening. Huh?
You might need a treadmill desk. I saw one on Amazon the other day. I was like, that's
cool. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So just knowing like what your body needs and wants and just listen to your body is the biggest deal because I know what it needs to lose weight. I'm like being stubborn kind of is the deal.
You are being stubborn.
Very, very stubborn about it.
Did doctor say anything about what the key is to weight loss after the surgery? Is it protein? Is it water? Is there like a formula that you should stick to?
That's the trifecta. Is you want protein first and foremost, then you want your water, and then you want your exercise. If you are hitting all 3 of those boxes on a daily basis, you are guaranteed that you are going to lose weight. I mean, there should be nothing stopping you from losing weight if you are hitting your protein or aspiring to hit your protein. So getting as close as you can to that goal, aspiring to hit as much water as physically possible, and then just doing walks or doing an exercise.
Yeah, because Dr. Dovek, what she said last week was the fact of it's really just the water for like the protein first and like getting all of that. And I noticed with me, we're tracking it because we do a protein challenge. I'm not getting enough protein. No, I'm what are we supposed to be at? She said like 70 to 80 grams
80
of protein,
grams.
and I'm barely getting 40 to 50.
Yep.
And that's on my ass because I have the protein shakes, but I'm just not drinking them.
Yep.
I'm tired of protein shakes.
I think that the protein shake is key because it's really hard. High protein foods. I've noticed when I'm looking in the back, it's like 4 grams here, 5 grams there. I'm thinking, how does anybody hit 80? So I think that shakes are the key. I have been buying as the highest that I can find. There's actually a brand in the UK that has 50 gram protein shakes. Obviously, it's a big bottle, but I keep in mind that I strive to drink at least one of that a day.
Oh, that's good.
So if I drink at least one of the 30 to 50 gram, because Premier Protein is 30, I brought as much as I could find in Canada with me. So I'm not done my Premier yet. And this one has 30 grams. So I say to myself, at least drink 2 of these a day, right? Or if I have one of the 50 grams, I say, okay, drink 1 of that a day. And then the rest you can kind of take from your food. Just just it's a slippery slope because you never really know how much protein is in your food. And also there are days where I don't feel like eating at all. Like I just don't even want to eat anything.
Yep.
So I just have to keep in mind to drink my protein shake. So I think for somebody who struggles with protein, my biggest advice is to not stop the shakes.
Yeah.
I want to always drink my shake. Like even after I've hit my goal or I'm still like maybe 5 years post-op, I want to keep in mind to at least have one a day because it is truly the fastest way of getting your protein in.
Yep.
It really is. Because if I just put that one protein in, now all of a sudden I'm at 70 grams. So it's just like just getting that one at least, just do it. Dr. Dovak did say that your body cannot absorb more than 30 grams of protein at a time. So when you have your 51, just split it up like in sessions.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Is there like a time limit? Did she say anything about that?
Did we ask a time
I don't
limit?
think we asked a time limit, but we'll message her and ask.
Well, we'll have her back on Tuesday the 16th. I think we're having her back on.
I honestly thought that was a myth. Like it's almost like in the Facebook groups, people will say it and other people will say, no, that's not true. And then you don't know who to believe.
It's very conflicting for most information.
Yeah.
I thought I heard a pop.
I don't know.
That like scared me for a second there.
I don't
know. But anyways, yeah. So before we let you go, is there anything else that you would like to add about your journey or about the Gastric Hub or anything that you want to plug real quick?
Well, the only thing that I would like to plug is to let everybody know that our registration is officially open at gastrichub.com. And I just want to encourage everybody to be diligent in their journey. I've definitely realized how much misinformation there are out there. And the whole goal is that there will be one place that you can be sure to find experts and make sure that information that you're receiving is accurate, because there's so much information out there, like on Google and Facebook, and you just can't listen to what anyone is saying. You have to make sure that you're listening to your dietitian, your doctor. Like, you always take the advice of your surgeon, number one, not the advice of somebody on Facebook just because it pleases you better. Because I remember early in my journey, I was like, I cannot do the liquid phase anymore. Can I please start solids a little early? Everybody was like, yeah, I only did liquids for 1 week and I was fine. Like, you can't listen to that because everybody's different. You listen to your surgeon and your dietitian. So yeah, all in all, my advice to everyone is to listen to your surgeon and your dietitian to have a smooth transition the first few months before you get to solids, and just be aware of the kind of advice that you're accepting and be good to yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people. I'm struggling with that myself. Thinking that I'm a slow loser when I'm literally just losing average weight like everybody else. You know, so give yourself grace, be kind to yourself. I know we're all super hard on ourselves and we want to lose as much weight as possible, but just be kind to yourself. Don't rush into things. It's not a marathon. It's a race. Sorry, is it the other way around?
It's not a race, it's a marathon. There you go.
No, I thought
we'll get there.
It's not a marathon.
It's not
a sprint, not a marathon.
Is it? Right?
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, marathon is long.
Yes.
Sprint is quick.
Yes.
There we go.
We got it.
Between the three of us, we'll get it figured out. So
I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on. We're so excited to tell everybody all about the Gastric Hub, and hopefully we can just like get a bunch of people over there and really get that information out to everybody.
Heck yeah, because this is going to be what I've been wanting. This is why we started the podcast, was trying to have more information and not have people feel alone and ashamed and scared and embarrassed. So yes, this is a great place. So thank you for creating this.
Yes.
There's an app, there's a website. Go now, sign up, and get all the resources that you can imagine are going to be on there. So
exactly. Well, thank you so much, Blessing, once again. And we will talk to you soon, I guess. Right.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you. You too. Bye. Okay.
Well, that was
blessing with the Gastric Hub, her creation just for us bariatric people. So go out and check it out. She's on Instagram. We have her on, we will link her page as soon as this episode releases. So go check it out over there.
Well, and I actually already posted in our stories the links to them, so they should be good to go on that. And I was super excited to meet her, like from the UK. We've never had anybody from there.
Yeah,
so that was very exciting.
Yeah, and she's been all over. She's lived in Canada. She went to Tijuana for her surgery, and now she's in the UK. So awesome.
All right, well, go check it out. And thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
And remember, if you want any merch, because we have a new merch going on, go to oslp.xyz and look at all the stuff.
Yeah.
Buy some shit.
And if you want some stickers, contact us, and they're $5 a piece.
That's right. Hit us up.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. This was our Sleeve Life podcast, and we will talk to you soon.
That's right. See you next time.
Bye.